Who exactly is Hernandez Govan? He has often been portrayed in the media as a villain, but this perception may be a misunderstanding of the full context of his actions. While some may see him as a key figure in criminal activity, there could be layers to his story that are not fully explored. It's important to consider that, like many individuals, he may have been shaped by circumstances beyond his control, and labeling him solely as a bad guy oversimplifies the complexities of his life and choices. People deserve to be seen in a more nuanced light before assumptions are made. Let's look at both sides, the bad and the good of Hernandez Govan.
Govan has a lengthy criminal record dating back to the early 90s. Records show January 1990, Govan was charged with possessing a controlled substance with the intent to manufacture, deliver, or sell, which is a Class E felony. Then again, May 2000, he was charged once again with possessing a controlled substance with the intent to manufacture, deliver, or sell. Records show he pled guilty to this charge and he was sentenced to 2 years behind bars. Then, fast forward to August 2003, he was charged with being a convicted felon in possession of a handgun. Records show he pled not guilty, and Fox 13 is working to learn more on if he was sentenced in this case. November 2003, records show once again Govan was charged with possession of a controlled substance and pled guilty. And in April 2008, pled guilty to aggravated assault. Govan was then sentenced to 3 years behind bars, and then he was charged with aggravated assault. We're told this happened last May, and he's accused of beating up his former partner. But coming up at 6 o'clock, we continue.
Gave a copy of that to Mr. Durham to his mind. She had given this about 2 weeks ago because she had some concerns. She's indicated that you're asking for some relaxed conditions on your bond, that you want some of the restrictions removed or want some of them lessened. And every time we come to court, Mr. Govan will get this request that says Mr. Govan is asking for other things. At first, it started with you wanted to go clothes shopping. I think my response was you can have Amazon.com deliver your clothing.
Yes, sir.
You also wanted to go grocery shopping. I told you to call Kroger and they'll deliver your food to your house. And I also got an answer, got a request that indicates that perhaps you want to be given the same consideration of some other folks, and that you think that you want to be permitted to go to work full time. Ms. Govan, you're on bond because all parties agreed to that. Those conditions were set by this court. Those were conditions that all parties agreed to, and I don't see any reason at all why this court should relax those conditions and tell Ms. Govan, we're going to let you go back to being a fully fledged person with no restrictions at all. Go to work when you want to, go shopping when you want to, leave the county when you want to, go to other places when you want to. Ms. Govan, you're on those restrictions for a reason. And part of those reasons is for your own safety. You are probably aware that Memphis, Shelby County, Tennessee is the first most violent metropolitan area in the country. This case has generated a substantial amount of publicity. And if you're running around free in Shelby County, Mr. Govan, knock on wood, somebody might be trying to kill you, sir. So it is not in your best interest to say, Judge Coffey, take away all these conditions and let me just do what I want to, go where I want to. And there have been some instances where you were allowed, apparently, to take a couple of trips. That can't happen anymore because of the conditions of this bond that this court set this bond, and you can't deviate from those conditions unless this court tells you to do so. I'm told by Ms. Taylor that she's having some difficulties in supervising the bond because she had a couple of trips that were approved and was not approved by the court, were not discussed with the court, were not discussed with Mr. Handel Durham, and that's a violation of your bond, Mr. Govan. So I don't know who gave you permission to take those trips to leave Shelby County, but unless you hear from Judge Coffey, don't say anything else. Unless you hear from Judge Coffey and Handel Durham, your attorney of record here, Mr. Rohrer is probably not going to be in on most of these settings, but unless you're in court on the record with Mr. Durham in this court and Ms. Taylor and asking the court for some relief and say, Judge, I need to do certain things, will you please approve it? It cannot be done unless it is approved by this court, Mr. Govan. You understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
And please, please, please stop asking Ms. Taylor, probation management group, if they can relax these restrictions or if they can do certain things or let you go shopping or let you get a job because she doesn't have authority to do that. Ms. Keller will do what the court ordered when I entered the bond conditions on this case and placed those conditions under seal. Those are not negotiable. They're not open to discussion. They're not open to change unless Mr. Durham files a written petition in court and says, Judge Coffey, I'm asking that you modify some of these bond conditions. Now, unless Mr. Durham asks for Mr. Govan to talk to Mr. Durham and say, will you please address Judge Coffey about doing certain things? He'll do so. But I think what Mr. Durham will tell you is that, Mr. Govan, you should be blessed that you are on bond. The only other resolution for Judge Coffey is to put you back in jail pending the disposition of these charges. Your lawyers have worked, yeomans have done a great job in getting you released on bond until these cases are settled. But I do not intend, and I want you to hear me clearly, I do not intend, unless there's a substantial change, I do not intend to change the conditions of this bond and say, look, I thought about this, but I want to relax this. So unless there's some earthquake change, something that's significant, that says, Judge, something has come up, we're asking you to modify these bond conditions. Mr. Govan, the bond conditions that were entered when both sides agreed to release you on bond, those are immutable. They would not be changing, sir. They could get worse. They could get more restrictive, but they're not going to get any less restrictive, Mr. Govan. You understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Keep working with your lawyer. Give Mr. Durham, and Mr. Durham will continue to discuss your case with Mr. Manny Aurora. Give them anything that you want them to look at for you. Now, I'll see you back in court on Thursday morning, September 21 at 9. Any questions?
No, sir.
Mr. Govan, you step out in the hallway. Don't leave the floor. Mr. Durham will be out in a few minutes, sir.
All right.
Thank you, sir. I'm Paige.
You should not be making any public statements, and you should be in the house. That means not going to anybody's funeral. Put your hand down. You're speaking through your attorney at this point.
Yes, ma'am.
That means not going to funerals or anywhere else. That means in the house as of right now.
Yes, ma'am.
And about you not showing up on yesterday or showing up and then leaving because your counsel thought it was appropriate to allow you to go home because you were getting a barrage of phone calls, that's neither here nor there. When you're supposed to be here, you're supposed to be here. Were you not on my docket yesterday?
Yes, ma'am.
You were supposed to be here. Bottom line.
And I thought I was. He instructed me not to come. I was.
Like I said, you are supposed to be here. Whether your attorney is here or not, you should be here.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand what house arrest means as of this point?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll see you back here on March the 1st, sir.
All right, thank you.
Please don't give me any reason to revoke this bond.
All
And
right.
then we won't even have to have this conversation.
Yes, ma'am.
March 1st.
Oh my.
What it
Thank
do, my guy? Hey, introduce who you is, my guy.
Yeah, as much as I'm starting on YouTube, you think I need an introduction?
Hey, you gotta let the people know though.
Man, for the ones that don't know, man, I'm Quette, man, from Orange Mound, Tennessee, man.
Hey,
What you need me to get the camera together or something?
get it together, man. You already know. Alright, so Orange Mound quick.
What to do?
Alright. How you come up in Memphis, man?
Come up hard, man. Gotta come up hard in Orange Mound.
Come up hard.
Come up hard.
Like, what you mean come up hard? Like, what you
I'm from dog eat dog environment, bro. It's just, you know what I'm saying? It was just rough coming up where I came up at.
Mm.
You know what going on in Orange Mound?
I already know. The Mound real. The Mound really been real since back in the day.
So for me to survive, they tell you something.
Exactly. So who is Hernandez Govan and who is Quette? Like, what's up with this? Like,
It ain't no alter ego or no shit like that. You know what I'm saying? To be honest, be real with you, Hernandez, that's a name that I hate. I think my mama was a little tipsy when she had me, but that's another story. But you know, my grandmama, she wanted to name me Quette, so that's what we roll with.
All Alright, let's get to the meat and potatoes. Your current situation, have it changed your life in any type of way?
Bro, you know the environment I come from, bro. You know, this shit ain't nothing new. You know what I'm saying? You know, but from a legal standpoint or perspective, you know, it changed. You know what I'm saying? Certain stipulations to how I can move around, and, you know, shit like that. But other than that, you know, it's shit second nature, bro.
Mm. Your daughter, bro. R.I.P. to your daughter, bro. You know what I'm saying? The city, bro. Let's get back to the city, man. Like, how you feel like, you know what I'm saying, the beef and everything going on in the city? Like, what's your feelings about what's going on right now?
I mean, you know, to be up, bro, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of crazy. I'm saying, you know, growing up in the era that I come up in, you know, our main focus was the money. You know what I'm saying? And it's just different. You know, we really enjoyed our childhood growing up. And these kids these days, all they know is ops and calling people they don't even know, never met. They ops, you know what I'm saying? It's just dangerous, you know what I'm saying? Kids can't even go outside and play. The elderly, you know, they scared to go certain places, you know what I'm saying? I just wish it could go back to how it was when I was coming up. You know, you remember the days we go to times, Orange Mountain might get to fight with North Memphis or South Memphis, get fighting, and the next week everything cool. We ain't trying to kill each other. We ain't trying to do none of that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, just for the city, you know what I'm saying, itself, you know what I'm saying, I wish it could just go back to how it was, but, you know, it's going to take more than me. It's going to take a village, you know what I'm saying, to get this city together, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, my. And that's real. Hey, we're going to speak about the op situation. No jumper. Julio. You know what I'm saying? Like, with the op situation, he was speaking on, like, with your daughter dissing his ops. Like, how you felt about that?
How, what now?
Like, Julio spoke on your daughter dissing his, you know what I'm saying? He had the song with your daughter dissing his ops. You know what I'm talking about? Like,
yeah. I mean, you know, my take on that is, you know what I'm saying, you know, I don't know Julio. I ain't never met him personally or nothing like that, but I just feel like he should have pulled her to the side and like, look, that's dope. You doing something, you speaking on something that ain't got nothing to do with you. You know what I'm saying? And it's a dangerous situation. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, by her looking up to him in the rap game or whatever, I feel like she would have listened. You know what I'm saying? If he would have been adamant about the fact that he didn't want her to do that. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't know Jumper. He said that, you know, he spoke to her about it. You know, how in depth he did, I don't know. I can't say I went there. You know what I'm saying? But if it was me in his shoes, I wouldn't have let her make that verse. I would have got her to change it. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, at the end of the day, you know, she was still a female. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of females, sometimes they say things that, you know, they don't understand the repercussions and consequences. You know what I'm saying? They come with it.
And that's real. But how you get your name Orange Mound Quette, bro? Like, in the streets, the infamous Orange Mound Quette right now.
See, that was you put the infamous on. You know, you put the infamous on there. Shit infamous about me, bro. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I got the name just growing up in Orange Mound. You know what I'm saying? You know, I grew up as you know, people know me as a hustler, bro. You know what I'm saying? And if you know, you know. You know what I'm saying? That's all I ever been about. You know what I'm saying? All that other goofy shit that motherfuckers say online, and, you know, that ain't me. You know what I'm saying? My heart don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? You know, man, I'm a loving, caring person. You know what I'm saying? When it's warranted. You know what I'm saying? You know. So with that being said, man, you know, that's how I got the name. Just growing up in that environment. You know, doing what I got to survive. You know what I'm saying? And just, you know, just being from that particular space in the city.
How Memphis treat you right now, bro? Like, overall.
I mean, you know, I don't know how they treat me when I ain't around, but I know how they treat me when I'm in they, you know what I'm saying, they space. You know what I'm saying? You know, and as far as as far as the, you know, the internet warriors and all of that, you know, they gonna say what they say. You know what I'm saying? You know, social media and the internet gave them a voice. You know what I'm saying? You know, so as far as the people that matter, you know what I'm saying, and my loved ones, and you know what I'm saying, you know, and them type, you know what I'm saying, they treat me the same, you know, because they know me, they know my heart. You know what I'm saying?
Now that you've seen a different side of Hernandez Govan, where he speaks about his upbringing, his love for his daughter, his respect for his mother and grandmother, and his demeanor in the courtroom, it paints a more complex picture. His respectful attitude toward the judges and his desire to avoid the escalation of violence suggest a person who values family and is potentially seeking a path of peace despite the circumstances he's faced. While his past actions may still raise concerns, these personal qualities highlight a more human side, showing that there's more to his story than what's initially assumed. It's a reminder that people are multifaceted, and one must look beyond surface level judgments to truly understand them.